Thank you very much for inviting me to participate in the event and sharing some time and some ideas with you. My name is David Pocero. I'm Engineering and Innovation Director for Ferrovial Services. I live right now. I'm here working in Madrid, but I have to say that I enjoy a very close relationship with Portugal and with my Portuguese colleagues from Ferrovial. And I really thank them for giving me the opportunity to be here today. My presentation talks about technology and the impact that it's having more and more in the urban services. Okay, it's divided in three main aspects. Two very short ones about what Ferrovial Services is, which will be 2 seconds. What is our approach to technology, because we are not a technological company, and practical applications, which I'm fairly sure will be the most interesting part of the presentation. Well, Ferrovial Services is today part of the Ferrovial Group. In our last report to the market, we had close to 7 billion euros in revenues. Roughly 2 billion euros belong to Ferrovial Services Spain, and some 50 million euros are from Ferrovial Portugal. Okay, roughly half of those 50 come from FM and energy services. We have a long track within Portugal. We have been present in the market for more than 30 years, which, as you can see, more than 1,500 people working there. In particular, in the business which I know better, like energy services, FM, etc., with a very high degree of specialization and technical knowledge. And here you can see some of the news and press releases which have made us specifically proud, like the Tomar project, which will go back shortly. Okay. As I told you, we are not a technological company. We are a services provider. We work delivering services to our clients in the urban environment, to the municipalities. But we acknowledge that technology is an essential keystone for the providing of services. We all know that technology is evolving at a faster and faster pace every day, and that its impact is increasing, and as a factor for differentiation and for delivering more efficient and better services, is fundamental to take into account the possibilities that are opening before us. As you can see, we have, let us say, an integrator perspective, and we focus on the development of efficient solutions which create an impact either on the efficiency of the services, or on the objectives and the quality of the service for our clients and for the citizens. Okay, we have an open innovation environment, from innovation and strategy to technology transfer, the delivery of the operations, and creating value for the clients. And one significant aspect of our strategy around innovation, technology, and the delivery of services is the creation of the expert brand, where we decided to take together all the different solutions for the different services that we provide in one brand, which is Expert, and it allows us to communicate in a more efficient way this sort of solutions to our clients and to the market in general. Let me pass. Okay. So I told you have an open innovation approach to technology and to innovation itself. We try to work in a collaborative environment. I will talk about it specifically in some of the examples which are coming now. And we acknowledge that we don't know everything. We know a lot of things about how to provide services. We know some things, some interesting things about technology, but we feel that taking all together, taking the best technology providers, the best partners for the growth, for the exponential growth of solutions, and taking our experience and the experience of our clients, we can develop and deliver the efficient, I wasn't to say the most efficient solutions, but maybe it's a bit arrogant on my side. I would say that we can deliver very efficient solutions and very attractive solutions to the market, and try in some cases to really move the market forward into the direction of the adoption of the best standards in the world. This is a functional scheme from our Tomar project, which I told you we are very, very proud of this project. It's a street lighting project which put together a smart city platform, okay? And you can see that beyond the delivery of the lighting service, we are measuring the quality of water, quality of air, and firefighting heads, state of firefighting heads. We are doing this thanks to our LoRa network, which is owned by the municipality and operated by us. In this case, we provide the solution and the capex for the delivery of the services and of the project. Okay, and we put all the information together in a data platform, which in this case uses IBM technology. And from that point on, the key is to try and increase, obviously, the efficiency of the operation, but in the long run, probably even more important, is the creation of added value services for the municipality and the citizens. In here, you can see a map of the luminaires, the different nodes that are deployed in the city. Obviously, we have bidirectional communications with every luminaire. That's the role of the LoRa network, okay? And obviously, too, it's 100% LED project, which I would say most of you will surely be aware is the new standard or the new normal, but has been for the past 5 or 6 years, okay, in the delivery of street lighting projects. Expert IoT is a brand, and it's a project which we launched roughly 2 years ago in collaboration. We're coming back to our open innovation approach to technology with Telefónica and Telink, which both are Spanish companies. One is a very large one, actually larger than Ferrovial. The other one is a very smaller, much smaller company, but with a very interesting knowledge around well, digitalization of operations and telecommunications. And the approach was basically that we identified an opportunity to develop a node for street lighting, which combined narrowband IoT communications, which 2 years ago wasn't so heavily deployed as is today, and physical and electronical standards with the communication of the devices within the luminaire, so that it was tried to ensure interoperability in any luminaire of the market anywhere in the world, with the best cost both on the investment in the capex side and on the operation side. Okay. At the same time, we wanted obviously a solution that was easy to deploy, easy to maintain, and that allow us to grow in creating new services for the city. Why did we choose to use narrowband IoT instead of other technologies like LoRa, which already existed, LTM, GPRS, which is already used heavily, other radio frequency solutions, etc. Well, basically, the point was that narrowband IoT is very, very efficient for IoT solutions. It obviously gives you a much reduced throughput and wide bandwidth than LTM or 4G or 5G, but more than enough for street lighting. Is very, very efficient in terms of cost. Furthermore, it allows you to get greater penetration in the urban environment. So cover is easier to achieve that with other solutions. And with this solution, R1 IoT is a standard which is deployable both in the case of 4G and 5G. So with this, we developed a solution that was going to grow immensely in terms of number of nodes deployed, so costs are going down. The operational cost, the cost of the connectivity are going down. The cost of deploying and storing data are going down too. It's a solution that, as I told you, one of the aims was that it was interoperable with anything in the market, with cost going down in the long run, and which is compatible both with 4G and 5G. So we have a solution that is, let's say, 5G and future-proof. So we can ensure that we are going to be able to provide the service without touching the physical infrastructure for 20 years or even more, which in the case of street-lighting infrastructure in the urban environment is a very, very critical, extremely critical point, okay? Right now, we manage more than 400,000 luminaires in Portugal and Spain. 40,000 of those, roughly 10%, have point-to-point telecommunications, okay, bidirectional communications. And today, more than 6,000 of those are deployed with the R1 IoT solution, okay? So it is clearly for us a very clear success in the collaboration of an efficient integration of the efficient solution. In other services beyond street lighting, for example, traffic management, we have developed Expert Traffic. It's a solution which basically takes data from Google, in this case, from Google Maps. With those data, we are able to detect, well, first of all, to measure traffic flows and to detect any incidents, any deviation from the typical pattern of the traffic flow. Maybe this doesn't sound so exciting, but if I tell you that with this solution we are able to deploy anywhere in the world in a matter of days and without physical infrastructure, a solution to measure traffic and to detect any problem in the traffic flow, maybe this creates a little bit more impact. Before now, there were solutions based on the use of cameras, which probably were the most of the solutions, but you have to deploy the cameras, which after all are not so cheap, obviously. And the other solution was to deploy traffic meters, which are an even more expensive and harder to deploy solution than the cameras. Right now, we have tested this solution in the M40 ring in Madrid, and we are in the process of scaling it up so that we can, as I told you, deploy it anywhere in just a matter of days without any sort of additional infrastructure, neither operational or from the IT side. We are able, with what we call Expert Vision, is basically a solution to integrate different systems for traffic control around the management of detection of infractions, speeding infractions, access management, control of the numbers, of the license numbers, etc., etc. This is, but rather than a solution, actually this is a capability that we have inside us integrator to deploy and integrate this kind of systems without generating any kind of problem in the delivery of services. We are able to integrate too within the Expert Traffic brand the ITS infrastructure at the operational level. In the environment of electrical vehicle charge infrastructure, we have developed another solution, which uses Spanish technology in this case from a northern Spain technology provider. And basically, we're able to provide an end-to-end solution from the physical infrastructure, energy delivery, and payment of the charging without generation any delivery projects beyond the customization and obviously the physical infrastructure needed for the electrical charge. And just the last solution that I wanted to show you. This is probably in terms of impact and technological complexity, the more humble of the solutions that I'm talking about today. Expert Remote is basically the utilization of field operations. It allows us to basically have a team of experts in different fields, for example, in data center operation or high voltage electrical systems, which are centralized, and they can provide remote support for the operations and, let's say, real-time consultancy, technical consultancy to the people which we have on the field, ensuring a better operational efficiency, much better solution in terms of health and safety, and in the end, a better delivery of the services for the client. So I told you, probably this is the more humble in terms of technological complexity, but this was the first systems that we deployed under the Expert brand, and let's say that it occupies a special place in our hearts as engineering department of Ferrovial. Okay. And well, this is basically what I wanted to share with you. Thank you very much.